Well, we'll talk about that in this video, as Caitlin Clark did something on live TV that is putting Reese in her place. If you're looking forward to Caitlin humiliating Reese, then comment "Fire the baby giraffe" down below. Let's go.
Well, there's a lot of reaction coming in from last night's drubbing, destruction, annihilation, cremation, whatever you want to call it, roasting, sauteed, whatever your form of cooking may be. But the Indiana Fever absolutely dismantled the Chicago Sky.
You know a player isn't really a draw when tickets to see them plummet to the price of a gas station candy bar. This United Center game was supposed to be Angel Reese's big moment to prove she could carry viewership and attendance without needing Caitlin Clark as the main attraction. The Chicago Sky had been pushing this narrative all season long, that Reese was just as much of a box office draw as Clark, that fans came to see her play too.
Angel Reese is now quoted as saying, "I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we're watching women's basketball is not just because of one person." She refuses to say Caitlin Clark's name. "It's because of me too, and I want you to realize that."
Then reality hit like a freight train. Once Caitlin Clark was confirmed out with her quad injury, ticket prices collapsed from premium pricing to just $3. $3. You can't even buy a decent coffee for that price, yet that's what people were willing to pay to watch Angel Reese play basketball at the United Center. This wasn't just a small dip in pricing either. We're talking about tickets that were initially priced at premium levels for what was supposed to be a marquee matchup between two of the WNBA's supposed biggest stars. The moment Clark's absence became official, the bottom fell out of the secondary market. Scalpers couldn't give these tickets away, and fans who had been excited about the game suddenly lost interest. And we now clearly know there is only one star.
Last night was somewhat of a big moment for Angel Reese and the Chicago Bravado. For starters, the WNBA moved the game out of the local dump the Bravado usually play in and relocated to the United Center, which is the largest arena in the NBA, holding over 20,000 people. Now, to their credit, there seemed to be a good crowd in the United Center last night. I had someone who was at the game send me a few pictures, and most sections seemed to be filled. It wasn't a sellout, but there was supposedly over 19,000 people in attendance. Of course, it's easier to draw a decent crowd when tickets are selling for $3 hours before the game starts.
Social media told the whole story. Fans were posting screenshots of the $3 tickets with laughing emojis, making jokes about how they could afford to take their entire family to see the Sky play for less than the cost of parking. The excitement that had been building around this United Center showdown deflated faster than a punctured basketball. Let's be real. This was supposed to be Chicago's moment to shine. The Sky had been talking about how Reese brought her own fan base, how she was appointment television, how people tuned in specifically to watch her play. But when push came to shove and Clark wasn't there to drive interest, the market spoke loudly and clearly about who fans actually wanted to see.
Ooh, what an outfit Angel Reese was rocking. She put a lot of time, a lot of effort into making sure her ensemble was on point. Are my boots matching my jacket? Are my gloves matching my hat? Angel Reese put in tons of time for this outfit, which begs the question, does Angel Reese put in more time
This season? Yeah. 9.3 points per assist per game. 9.3 assists per game. Let me just bring it up to 9.1 points per game.
You know what made this even worse? Reese looked completely lost out there. She made poor decisions, seemed overwhelmed by the moment, and appeared to have no answer for Indiana's defensive pressure. The cameras didn't miss a single frustrated head shake or disappointed gesture as shot after shot clanged off the rim.
Another diabolical stat. She's 19 of 59 from less than 5 feet away. How about that, man? Bang! She should work at housekeeping for hotels because she could turn it over quickly. Lost by 27, scored only 4 points against the Indiana Fever. I mentioned no Caitlin Clark, no problem. Give and go. Like a given no shot of working. Bang!
You prefer car or plane?
Car or plane for what? For how you want to travel!
That's too many steps, and you can't do that.
This wasn't just missing a few tough shots.
Are my gloves matching my hat? Angel Reese put in tons of time for this outfit, which begs the question.
Reese's first public humiliation against the Fever. It's becoming a disturbing pattern that started months ago. Let's take you back to May 17th, when the Indiana Fever absolutely destroyed the Chicago Sky 93-58 at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. That 35-point blowout wasn't just a bad game. It was the beginning of what would become Angel Reese's worst nightmare against Indiana.
Angel Reese gets up, Aaliyah Boston shoves her, gives her a little stiffy. Hey, don't come at Caitlin. But look at her, Angel Reese upset. Oh my gosh. Hey man, this was hilarious. Look, Angel Reese was pissed. Look at her, she was still going out there a little bit. Look, took the jersey out. What's going on? Look.
During that May matchup, Reese tried to get physical with Caitlin Clark, attempting to intimidate her and throw her off her game. You could see Reese getting increasingly aggressive, making contact whenever possible. Both games have been absolute blowouts. Both times, Reese has been the common denominator in these failures.
I thought Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were cool, but I don't know, man. The way Angel got up, she was like, Look at her. Ooh. I mean, she was getting after it, fam. Oh my goodness. Now, the funny thing was Caitlin Clark sniffing, walking away. Hold on, let me see if I can get a good angle. Yeah, look. watch Caitlin Clark's face right here. Watch this.
Fan reactions tell the whole story. Social media is flooded with side-by-side comparisons of both games, highlighting how Reese has consistently underperformed. This pattern reveals something bigger about both players' legacies and where this rivalry is actually headed. Here's what makes this beatdown even more brutal. The Fever didn't need Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, or even their head coach to destroy Chicago. Think about that for a second. Indiana was missing 3 absolutely crucial pieces of their puzzle, yet they still delivered a dominant 27-point victory that left the Sky looking like a high school team playing against professionals.
No Caitlin Clark, no problem. No Sophie Cunningham, no problem. No head coach Stephanie White, have no fear. The final boss, Austin Kelly, is here. The Chicago Sky, we came into your building and we just, from pillar to post, smacked you guys around.
Kelsey Mitchell stepped up in a massive way, leading the Fever with 17 points on solid 5 of 11 shooting, while adding 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Mitchell showed exactly why she's been such an important veteran presence for this team, taking control of the offense and never letting Chicago gain any momentum. Her leadership on the court was obvious from the opening tip.
This time steps right through the heart of the defense and blows by Chicago. The winds off of Lake Michigan. Loses Atkins, step back mini, knocks it down. Oh, the connection to Howard. How about the finish from Mitchell?
And she may be the quickest guard in the league with the ball in her hands.
But here's where it gets really impressive. Ari McDonald came off the bench and absolutely torched the Sky with 12 points, including 3 made three-pointers and 4 steals. McDonald signed a hardship contract and immediately made Chicago pay for every mistake they made. She ran the offense like she'd been with the team all season, showing the kind of basketball IQ that separates professional players from pretenders.
But both teams facing a little bit of adversity, having certain players out or not at full capacity.
McDonald, a huge triple in the corner. Mitchell, patient in the corner, flips it up top. Boston, other side. McDonald, another 3. I'm loving it.
The Fever's ball movement told the whole story about their superior basketball fundamentals. They recorded 20 assists on 27 made field goals, which shows a team-first mentality that Chicago simply couldn't match. Every possession looked smooth and purposeful, while the Sky appeared chaotic and disjointed on the other end. Acting head coach Austin Kelly deserves major credit for keeping this team focused and executing their game plan without missing a beat. Kelly stepped in for Stephanie White, and the team never skipped a beat, showing the depth and professionalism throughout Indiana's entire organization. Kelly emphasized defense after the game, stating, "Our best defense is when our offense is clicking."
Great job. All right, great job. All right. It started for us on the defensive end. We set the tone from the jump and never looked back. All right. Their starters, 8 for 29 from the field.
Hell yeah.
Hell of a job. Great attention to detail. That's less than 30%. We held them 32% for the game.
Natasha Howard contributed 13 efficient points, while Aaliyah Boston added 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Even Lexi Hull reached a career milestone, surpassing 500 career points during the blowout. The balanced scoring and contributions from every player on the court demonstrated just how deep this Fever roster really is. The Fever held Chicago to just 52 points through lockdown defense and smart rotations. They forced turnovers, contested every shot, and made the Sky work for every single point they managed to score.
All right, great job there. All right, we won the boards. All right, and they're a second chance points team. All right, we won that area as well. Taking away their strengths was something that we did a great job of. All right. Okay.
Just extremely proud of y'all. We stayed locked in. We stayed together. We executed the scout at a very high level. Just multiple levels of effort. Everything that we've asked of you today, we put it in there. And from now, again, stacking days, building on those moments where we're stringing those possessions together, right? Building on those great possessions on defense and on offense. Great hell of a job, y'all. High level.
This win proved the Fever aren't just the Caitlin Clark show. They're a legitimate title contender with or without their biggest star on the court. The depth, coaching, and championship mentality displayed in this United Center beatdown sent a clear message to the entire league about Indiana's serious championship aspirations. This United Center performance cemented the narrative that the Fever are ascending while the Sky are falling apart. Angel Reese's 4-point disaster on national television showed exactly where this rivalry stands, completely one-sided in Indiana's favor. The Fever's depth and resilience positions them as serious championship contenders heading into 2025, proving they can dominate opponents even without their biggest stars. Caitlin Clark is scheduled for reevaluation on June 9th and could potentially return as early as Tuesday against the Atlanta Dream. Imagine what happens when Clark rejoins this already dominant Indiana team that doesn't even need her to crush their rivals by 27 points. If you can't wait for Reese's next blooper, comment "Fire the baby giraffe" down below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.